Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. But Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And this is where the power rankings sort of lock in as we begin to look toward the postseason. Take a look at the Hawks. They're stuck in the same spot, but still a top 10 team.
And checking out Detroit, they still go out and compete every night. Unfortunately, it's one step forward, two steps back. And right now, they're running out of time.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Chris Paul. And it's Robertson in at the small forward position. And for Detroit, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Then it's John Henson. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Galloway in at the shooting guard position. You know, Smitty, we know players are getting more nights off around this time of the year. How much did that occur when you were playing in the NBA?
Coaches and organizations really came up to guys when they see they were hurting. You didn't want them to play when they were injured. And then at the end of the season, Kevin, usually you looked and said, ooh, we have the number 6 seed locked up or whatever place locked up. And then that's when you start to get nights off. I don't remember doing it during game 20 and game 30 where guys starting to get nights off.
Just 5 on the clock. Henson trying to break free. Gilgeous-Alexander pulls it in. To the left side wing. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. No good on the 3. Galloway with the bucket.
Great look by Blake Griffin. When your foreman has that ability to pass the basketball, it's a major advantage.
Here's Oklahoma City now. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, a snowball effect in that one. One thing would go wrong, then another. Really the story of the game.
I was surprised they put up so little fight. That was not the team I expected to see that night.
Here is Rose following the basket by Chris Paul. And there's the pass to Henson. Pass to Snell. Left side, Griffin. Over Gallinari. Griffin's shot is off. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the Kings.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
It was a total team effort in terms of passing the baton to the guy that's hot.
Poked away and taken away by Paul. And here comes the break. Here's Robertson. And the dunk by Robertson.
No hesitation. He just takes off and takes it the distance.
Yeah, he's a one-man show in transition. Impressive play, taking it right to the rim.
Now here's Rose. 17 points for him last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And he really made an impact defensively. His 4 steals were huge.
Now here is Gallinari following the miss by Griffin. And no good. For Detroit, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Lets it go from 11, and Henson gets it to go on the assist by Rose.
Nice pass by Derrick Rose, spotting a wide open guy from the corner of his eye.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Pass to Adams. Now Gallinari. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Gallinari. Clock at 6. Three-pointer. Come on. Robertson kicks to Paul. Drains it from beyond the arc. Paul's got 5 points so far.
And really, CP3 is so good at reading the defense. If he knows he's getting the pass and they're playing off him, he'll torch you.
Now here's Rose. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Right side, Griffin. The pass to Snell from downtown. The shot, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. Fires from 14. Here's Adams. Rebound, Detroit.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
And John Henson with the slam.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
The Thunder leading by 3. Passes it to Adams. Gallinari outside. Poked loose. Feeds the Rose. It's rebounded by Robertson.
And his pure defensive effort changed that shot from an easy one to a tough one.
And you know, technically, it's a high percentage look, but this is why we play the game.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Outside, Griffin. Shoots the 3. Buries the long-range jumper.
Look at Blake Griffin knocking down that three-point shot. You can see the increased confidence he has with it.
And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways.
Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Snell. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Paul. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Playing at his tempo, his pace, he's been dialed in all night.
Rose against Paul. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. It's getting late in the season. Let's see how the standings are out west. You look at the Thunder. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
All the talk around them now is already about what's going to take place in the offseason. Who's going to go? Who's going to stay? I'd be surprised if they don't have a much different look next year.
Gilgeous-Alexander with it, and Rose picks him up defensively.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Pistons trail by 6. Pass to Henson. Pass to Snell. 6 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. The shot's good from Henson.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Oklahoma City leading by 4. Paul passes to Gallinari. Now here's Adams. He kicks to Paul. A 3-pointer, no good.
Uncontested look. Can't fault the shot selection. He's money from there.
The rejection by Paul.
And I'll tell you, Chris Paul is sneaky this way. He has great timing.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
It's a backbreaker for your defense, giving up easy buckets like that.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. Perhaps no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still as strong as ever.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. And that's a foul called on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That is his first foul of the game. Brown outside. And the pass to Kennard. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Schroeder. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And he makes the first. Well, this term load management now is something you hear about, read about all the time, Steve. Do you think we'll ever see the regular season shortened by a few games?
You know, Commissioner Silver has talked about it, and it's been thrown around 75 games. I will say the NBA has done a fantastic job, along with the Players Association. There's longer off seasons. I mean, and there are also longer time throughout the All-Star games, and it's not as many back-to-backs. You know, a big change last season for Luke Kennard happened when he stopped worrying about taking bad shots. He was asked to be more proactive on offense and start creating chances for himself instead of waiting for the ball to be swung to him.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And Smitty, that aggressiveness from Kennard, that's what the team wants from him.
He's a big part of their future. They need that from him. He may not be their number 1 or number 2 scorer, but he can be a very solid option off the bench or as a starter.
And that one misses.
Well, one area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
Now here's Schroeder, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Just 3 to shoot. From deep. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Schroeder.
A moment here to see some numbers for Kennard. How last month turned out for him. He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
He understands his role. He accepts it. He's one of those guys who doesn't need the ball to be effective.
Here's Baisley. Passes to Ferguson. Uskala dishes to Schroeder. Rebound, Detroit.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And Makers sends it back.
Watching him protect the rim, you never guess Makers averaging less than 1 block a game for his career.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. 4-point game. Pass to Kennard. Here's Wood. It's stolen. Schroeder outside. Misses the 3.
In a funk this quarter, he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
Here's Brown, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
And Brown drops them both. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
Now, here's Doumbouya. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And the shot goes in. Here's Ferguson. Pass to Noel. Schroeder outside. Now the pass to Baisley. Back to Schroeder. Fires for 3. Some solid defense from Brown.
I don't know how many misses that is in a row, but I know it's ugly.
Down low, it's deflected. Here we go, all alone. It's blocked. Doumbouya with it. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Here's Maker. A miss that time would have put him up. Thunder shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Pass to Ferguson. Schroeder outside. Here's Baisley. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And we always talk about getting good looks. Here's who's doing the best of it in the NBA. Nerlens Noel third.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
Brown kicks to Doumbouya. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep.
You see some guys, they just mail it in. They don't go out and contest it. Not him. He's going to compete through the entire play.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. After Sekou Doumbouya misses from long range. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Gallinari.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's Wood. He's still scoreless so far in this one. To the left wing. Here's Kennard. And here is Doumbouya. But they recover it. Here's Maker. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Schroeder with the ball. Now guarded by Maker. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you, Schroeder's a tough kid. You see the added strength. We'll see if he can complete the and one.
The Thunder shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point.
Dennis Schroeder, the 17th overall pick in 2013 out of Germany. He's got a flair you don't associate with European players.
Here's Kennard. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. Pass to Wood, fires the three, gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Hey, if you're not going to fight over, you're essentially giving the shooter the look he wants.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Pistons lead by 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about where all that started.
It's been a sort of long relationship, you know, and obviously me, Bron, Melo, D. Wade have all really got really close. And that stems from the time with the Olympics, USA teams, and then just sharing a lot of the same likes and values and having kids and family and different things like that.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GAs spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They just been the better team so far.
So the Thunder 5 right now. They've got Muscala. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Ferguson. And there's Nerlens Noel. And it's Baisley in at the 3. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. And the Pistons making a change here. Rose is checked in. Steven Adams, he's checked in for the Thunder. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Here's Brown. Pass to Wood. Fade away. And it's Baisley with the rebound.
Empty possession, and you don't want to miss these easy looks.
Here's Ferguson. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Adams outside. Shot clock at 6. Kicks it out to Schroeder. The shot falls for only his second bucket, 2 for 9.
Nice recognition by Schroeder. Loving the mid-range, just taking what the defense allows.
And stolen by Noel. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. Schroeder leading the charge. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Maker.
Since the All-Star break, he's been putting in work. 7th in field goal percentage, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. The first one falls. Well, we see a lot of big men creating offense, Smitty. Who's on your list for perhaps the best outlet passer in the game right now?
Let's start off. I would say Kevin Love is one of those guys who still is, I think, the best outlet passer as a big. Jokic, also Blake Griffin, some of those guys can really pass. DeMarcus Cousins, those are some of the bigs that have great outlet passes.
Paul with the steal. Knocked away.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Snell, the pass to Griffin. Over Noel. The shot's good from Griffin. Griffin's got it all tied up now for the Pistons. Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. The pass to Kennard. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Langston Galloway, not the most efficient scorer, but he'll eat minutes for you.
Yeah, Galloway not a player you want taking a ton of shots overall, but he can hit from outside if you give him a look. That's really his best shot.
And the first one drops. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And, Smitty, one thing I like about Gallinari, he's doing more things on the court as he ages.
I totally agree. He used to be out there only to shoot, but that hasn't been the case for a while now. Still scores, but his rebounding has improved, and he's done a good job of driving and drawing fouls.
Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Over to the wing. Gallinari on the wing. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. The Pistons leading. Right side, Griffin. And he gets the bucket. Griffin's got 7 points in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Thunder have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Robertson dishes to Paul. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in the corner. And Henson sends it back, but he gets it back. And Gallinari good for 3. Gallinari's got himself on the board with 3 there.
He'll do this to you all day. Gallinari working off the ball, getting the look he wants.
Passes it to Snell. To the right side. Here's Kennard. And Detroit again with the bucket. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers. That one's not going to go. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
That's what Griffin is known for best, his unreal vertical, which allows him to go over defenders.
Thunder trailing by 4. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Adams. Paul looking over the floor. Adams finds Paul. 6 on the shot clock. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
At his size, Chris Paul is used to getting contact on his shots. He has really spent a lot of time learning how to finish despite getting bodied.
Here's Galloway. He's coming off a 10-point game against Sacramento.
He was very active on defense, too, recording 3 steals for the game.
Now here's Griffin. The lead is 2. Back to Snell. That's tipped from deep three-point range, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Well, there are some big men having outstanding second halves of the season offensively. Here are the best among them. Blake Griffin is third.
You know, there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively. Face up or back to the basket, they can get it done.
The other thing they have in common is that killer instinct. Every one of these guys wants the ball down low. They want to be the #1 option on every trip down the court.
That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Griffin's got the lead up to 4 now for the Pistons.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Thunder. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Adams down low. Working on Henson. Adams' shot is off. Pistons leading by 4. Oh, Griffin in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
I mean, on those alley-oop plays from Blake Griffin, you can't give him room to take off.
The Thunder shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Well, the brand new Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. How are you feeling it, Smitty?
GA, it's a great state-of-the-art facility. Glad the new location is in downtown Detroit. Hopefully, an iconic venue for an iconic team.
A chance to check out stats for Griffin. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular, averaging about 23 points per, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he is such a huge part of what this team does on offense.
Yes, night in and night out, he's their go-to option. He accepts that responsibility and thrives at it.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
Now here's Henson. He had 13 points in the win against Sacramento.
And his shot blocking helped as well. Those 2 blocks he had were big for them.
And this is what you like about his perimeter D. Never gave up and challenged the deep one.
You see some guys, they just mail it in. They don't go out and contest it. Not him. He's going to compete through the entire play.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Paul. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. And here are the Pistons now. They're on a 15-6 run. And Griffin slams it in.
Blake is like having another guard on the floor, getting down and sprinting and beating everybody down the court.
Now here's Paul. He's got 13. And Henson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession. Dumboy is checked in for Tony Snell. Here's Paul. Rebound, Detroit. Henson's got 6 rebounds in the game.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Now here's Paul. Not a lot of room. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 7.
Becoming more comfortable with that shot. The ceiling is very high for Gilgeous-Alexander if he can stretch the floor.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Brown is checked in for Detroit. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Muscala, he's checked in for Gilgeous-Alexander.
Who got CP?
Paul with the ball. He's got 13. Adams finds Gallinari. The Thunder with another miss.
Woo, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
Galloway. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight. The kick out to Brown. He dishes it to Henson. Pass to Dumboya. They get the rebound.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now here's Paul. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Clippers.
What you like about Chris tonight, he's taken on the persona of a #1 scorer.
Galloway taking his time here. To the wing on the left. Henson the pass to Dumboya. Makes it off the glass. Dumboya's got his second bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And the call will be against Langston Galloway. That's his first foul. A different look here for Detroit. Thon Maker's checked in for Henson. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Rose in for Langston Galloway. On defense, the Pistons. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 6. And the basket from Schroeder.
Not one to back down inside. Schroeder likes to get right into the teeth of the defense.
Now here's Rose. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. And the Pistons lead by 8.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Thunder. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Oklahoma City's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
1:22 left here in the second. Out left to the wing. Back to Rose. Shot clock at 6. Dumboya off target from 3-point range. Thunder trailing by 8. Here's Ferguson. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. 55 seconds left to play here in the half. Pass to Muscala. There's the 3. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Brown, and he banks in the layup. Brown's got the lead up to 10 now for Detroit.
And loving the strategy. Even though you're well ahead, you want to stay in attack mode.
You want to stay aggressive, right at the rim, driving another nail into the coffin.
And here now the Thunder, following the bucket by the Pistons. Rose against Schroeder, and the pass to Baisley. Back to Schroeder. Fires from the line. Rebound, Detroit. Maker's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Pistons have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
The first free throw is good. And Brown drops them both. And here's Schroeder. For the 3. Blake Griffin getting it done for the Detroit Pistons. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Derek, what's the most important thing on defense, and how does that impact the offense?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting and getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got big second runs, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
We'll see if you can keep the pace going in the second half, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. Some incredible work in this one by Blake Griffin. He ended up with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Pistons, Shaq, what did you think?
Well, the offense is running on all cylinders. Guys are focused, executing, not playing outside of themselves. That's why their shooting percentage was so high. See it up there, Ernie, in the stratosphere? Anyway, they're mixing things up, which keeps the defense scrambling.
And over to Kenny. Your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Blake Griffin in this game, he's been everywhere.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
And I can't wait to see what he has in store during this second half. Some of those jams were downright absurd.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Thunder trailing by 12. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Then it's Rose, then it's John Henson, and it's Galloway in at the 2. That's the group for Detroit right now. Robertson the pass to Paul. And here's Gallinari. 5 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Offline with his 3. Detroit leading by 12. To the paint. Here's Henson. And Adams sends it back. And he's able to get it back. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Griffin against Gallinari. Here's Snell. Second shot opportunity. It's rebounded by Robertson.
Starting the half with 3 straight misses. Not how they envisioned this one.
Gilgeous-Alexander, good.
Gallinari, very unselfish, draws a lot of defensive attention, which often leads to open teammates.
Here's Rose, following the score by Oklahoma City. Passes it to Snell. The 3-ball. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Gallinari's got his 5th rebound in this one.
They just don't have it right now. 0 for 4. Must have been one poor speech at halftime.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Adams. The jump hook, and he gets it to go. Adams has got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Thunder. Rose against Paul. Pass to Griffin. Right wing. Here's Snell. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That is his first foul of the game. Rose up on top. Defended by Paul. Pass to Griffin. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That one on Gallinari.
I love the way of Griffin. Eye on the prize. Going after the rim is either going to dunk it or you're going to foul him. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from L.A. to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
One shot.
And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
And Detroit has possession. Following the shot by Chris Paul.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Thunder trailing by 13.
Get CP3.
Dishes it to Robertson. Kicks it to Gallinari. Here's Adams. Count it from 12. Adams has got 4 points in the quarter. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Rose scanning the floor. Griffin against Gallinari. On its way from Rose for 2. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Over in the corner, Paul. No good. Shot missing. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Paul. And it's Rose with the ball for the Pistons. Tipped away. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession. It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. You look at Detroit. It's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away.
And I think for the Pistons, they've got to make some changes at the end of the season. That much is clear. Not sure whether that goes for the coaches or the players or both, but something has got to change.
For me, the decision makers have a lot of tough choices to make. They also need to look in the mirror because they're the ones who assembled this team.
Now Robertson, following the three-point attempt by Derrick Rose. Got a piece of it. Adams, the pass to Robertson. Smitty, lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I can step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my area shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line.
That free throw, no good. Smitty, with players like Curry and Lillard taking such high difficulty shots from deep, deep range. I mean, these are just amazing. Some have said that it's hurting the game and that kids will try to emulate it. What do you think about that?
You know, Kevin, I think it is to some point, and to this point where so many kids now at a younger age are shooting the three ball from so deep. I would love for a lot of these guys to be able to show the work they put in, and then those kids try to emulate that.
And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
Beautiful to the eyes. That's good fundamental basketball. You love to see that playing the right way.
Now, here is Gallinari. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. To end the drought. Oh, hammering it in.
Blake Griffin's teammates have to say wow, because they get the chance night in and night out to see something fantastic.
Thunder trailing by 10. Now Paul, 17 points in the game, drills the elbow jumper. Paul's got 4 points this quarter.
And that's a great piece of work to get to the hoop there. Just tore the D to shreds.
Paul against Rose. Here's Kennard. He's got 7. Some solid defense from Gallinari. On the wing, Robertson. With the teardrop. Rebound, Detroit. And there's the pass to Paul. 5 to shoot. From deep. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
He's been of no help stretching the floor tonight. Just 1 3 in the first half. Nothing in the second.
Now here's Griffin, and the shot goes down. Griffin's got 24 points. Guys, their comeback bid had better get started.
I don't know, guys. It's going to take a pretty big run to get back in this one.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Case has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that's what I've done." So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They got to get a hand in the face.
Thunder trailing by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Adams with the basket on the assist by Paul. Adams has got 6 points in the quarter.
With the basketball in hand, no one is more patient than Paul. Waits for his man to break free.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. So for the Pistons, Makers checked in for Henson. Christian Wood comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Bruce Brown in for Tony Snell. And then for Oklahoma City, Noel's checked in for Gallinari. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul. Now here's Rose. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Rose has got the lead up to 13 now for Detroit.
It's nice to see Derrick Rose still continue to work on his jump shot. When he's hitting that, it makes his team all the more dangerous.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Thunder. To the inside. And it's Noel missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
From the arc. Here's Brown, and he uses the glass on the layup. Brown's got 12 in the game.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Reason why: lack of focus, lack of communication, which led to second chance points.
Now here's Adams. He's got 7. And it's Schroeder missing.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
Over in the corner, Rose. Shoots over Schroeder. Rose, no good. And there's the foul. It'll go on Christian Wood. That's foul number 2 for him. Thunder trailing by 17.
Get up on Dennis.
Schroeder surveying the floor. No good from outside.
What I like, he hasn't stopped competing despite the off night.
Kennard kicks to Brown. Passes it to Maker. Outside Rose. That 3 off the mark.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
And the Thunder making a change here. Paul's checked in. Knocked loose. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Adams.
He's really made that a focus of his game these past few years, and it's paid big-time dividends for him. He's become a much better rebounder, and it's increased his value as a player by leaps and bounds.
Now here's Rose. 17-point lead, their biggest. Out to the right wing. Here's Wood. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 3rd assist on the night.
Derrick Rose moving the basketball with ease, really setting up his teammates, setting the plate for them.
Now here's Paul. He's got 19. Pass to Noel. Schroeder against Rose. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Not just swinging the ball around the perimeter, aggressive move inside.
And it's Detroit's ball. They're on a 16-6 run. Greg, last season, Dennis Schroeder transitioning to more of a 6-man role with the Thunder.
And for his first go at that role, I thought Schroeder looked really good. He's always been able to score and create, and coming off the bench might be the best spot for him.
That's tipped. Rose against Paul. Schroeder takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Schroeder's got 11 points.
That's how you set the table and everybody gets to eat.
Rose passes to Kennard. It's good. Kennard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
A lost art in this game. Terrific bounce pass.
Thunder trailing by 18. Paul with the ball. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. Here's Noel. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Thon Maker. For Oklahoma City, they have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game. First one falls for him. So for the Pistons, Doumbouya comes in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Derrick Rose. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Gallinari's checked in. And he can't hit the second.
And just so frustrating for a team when you collectively go cold at the line. And that's happened to them here in the second half. My goodness. Save that one. I want to see that again.
Me too. Just absolutely beautiful. A minute 20 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Muscala. There's the pass to Noel. It's hauled in by Wood. Detroit leading by 19 points. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by Maker.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Paul against Brown. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Chris Paul is just a master of drawing contact on shots.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
That one is off.
One of the most vocal players in this league, CP3, is known as a tremendous leader.
And the Pistons making a change here. Snell's checked in. And he sinks the second. 51 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Schroeder. Schroeder comes with the double team. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Galloway, no good. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the third. Paul passes to Gallinari. 23 seconds left in the third. Noel trying to break loose.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Schroeder. Here's Galloway. Can't get it to fall.
That's the kind of defense they need from Schroeder. Hands up and right in his grill.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's Detroit just dominating this one. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. We've got Dennis Schroeder. Muscala is out there with Gallinari. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Noel in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now, here's Maker. Clock at 4. Here's Wood. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Passes it to Paul. Steve, it seems like criticism of NBA officials is reaching a very interesting level. We see players, coaches, and now even executives confronting these officials over their calls.
You know, I know we love the word transparency, but I think also for these referees, because of technology as well, we're seeing these players from so many different angles. And all we want to talk about if we're coaches and executives and players are the plays they miss. And I think that's what we're, putting too much energy in.
Detroit making a switch here. Griffin's checked in. And so it's Gallinari with it. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. Paul outside. They grab their own miss. And that one drops. And 11 points for Nerlens Noel.
At the end of the day, when the ball goes up, there's no substitute for effort.
Knocks it loose. And it's on a bounce to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. And a quick look at how the Oklahoma City Thunder's schedule is shaping up. On Friday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks. And then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing. But it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Robertson, he's checked in. Here's Griffin. Some solid defense from Gallinari.
Once he gets the ball there, you expect him to capitalize. That was a missed opportunity.
Robertson with it. Brown's there. Paul for three. Here's Noel. And Griffin, here we go. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Brown. Henson checked in for Maker. And he makes the first but misses the second. Thunder trailing by 19. Paul right side. Here's the three. Sinks the three-pointer. Paul's got 23 points.
That's his second three-pointer of the night. 1 in each half. Trying to keep the defense honest.
They get a hand on it. Pass to Griffin. Over Gallinari. And again, it's the Pistons missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Good. And that's 13 points for Dennis Schroeder.
He has a wiry frame, but he's stronger than he looks. Schroeder, unafraid of contact, able to complete the play.
Here's Galloway. Pass to Griffin. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Gallinari.
He's so athletic. Blake Griffin's one of those players you have to make a decision. You have to wrap him up before he takes off.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Detroit. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's checked in for Oklahoma City. Both free throws good from Griffin.
The former 5-star recruit, first overall pick in the draft. Griffin's been slowed down only by injuries.
Now here's Paul. From outside, off the mark.
Trying to shoot himself out of his slump, and it's not going well.
And John Henson with the slam. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense, up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. There's Gallinari with the three. It's good from long range.
A consistent shooter, Gallinari can light the tree from deep.
Pistons leading by 15. And here's Rose to the wing right side. Right side, Griffin. Ball's knocked loose. Gallinari with the steal. The open shot by Paul. Almost, but it rolls out. The Pistons have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Snell kicks to Henson. Galloway, the pass to Griffin. Over Gallinari, and that one's good. Griffin's got 28 points for the game.
He's been this way all evening. You can see it in Griffin's eyes. He has scoring on his mind.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander. The pass to Gallinari. Now, here's Paul from 15 feet away, and Noel gets it to go on the assist by Paul. Paul's got his third assist on the night. Rose passes to Griffin. Paul against Rose. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Derrick Rose has a skill of getting fouled, drawing the defense, and loving the contact.
Shooting two.
Free throw drops for Rose.
Derrick Rose, the former Memphis Tiger, has a great combination of speed and athleticism.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. No good on the second free throw. Thunder trailing by 16. Inside. And out of bounds. The Pistons will take it. Here is Rose. There's the dish to Snell. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. And then Griffin with the dunk.
Putting consistent pressure on this defense. Just the threat of him out there makes this offense work.
And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. High arcing shot.
I love the defensive intensity from Blake Griffin on that play.
Snell from outside. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 6th assist on the night.
He is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
I mean, defensively, if you have any hope of coming back in this game, you can't afford to give him those looks.
Now here's Paul. Over Rose. Paul's shot is off.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point. What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
They've taken nothing for granted. You can see they're playing the moment rather than the score.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Smitty, the NBA now permitting teams to sell international sponsorships. I mean, the league just continues to grow globally.
They have done a fantastic job. Teams can now enhance their visibility with this deal, and their internet makes this all possible when you get a chance to watch these teams all over the world.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Stolen. Passes it to Snell for three. Gallinari with the rebound.
He really can't buy a bucket, but his teammates have his back.
Shot to stop the run. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Adams.
This is the consistency he was looking for in the first half. Just took him a while to heat up.
Here's Galloway. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Poked loose, and it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Adams. Here's Henson. To the middle. Shoots. And Griffin scores. The assist by Henson. 34 points for Blake Griffin.
Defensively, they've had no answer for him this period, and he continues to stay aggressive.
And here now the Thunder. Now here's Robertson. Gallinari surveying the D. Now the feed to Adams. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
Unselfish play by Gallinari, a natural-born scorer, showing a willingness to facilitate.
Rose passes to Griffin. Back to Rose. The tray. The offensive rebound.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
And we have to give him props. It's rare these days to see someone dominate the glass so single-handedly. That's the pass you want, orchestrating the offense, creating for others.
Here's the break. Here's Paul. That one falls. Paul's got 5 points now this quarter.
The quickness of Chris Paul isn't limited to just his offense. He is an amazing defender who can really rack up the steals.
Rose with the ball. Pass to Henson. He kicks it to Galloway. Just 5 to shoot. Griffin dishes to Snell. Over Robertson. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Thunder trailing by 17. He feeds it to Paul. And Galloway pulls it down. The Pistons have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Rose can't hit.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play, defended the shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Detroit leading by 17. Galloway kicks to Snell. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Trying to finish out the game strong, you have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
The problem is your opponent is making big plays as well. I'll be curious to see the response.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Let's see if Coach can get them back on the right track.
Because right now it feels like the pace is being dictated to them. They need to go back to playing their brand of basketball.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, Dwayne Casey just going over the game plan with his team down the stretch. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Outside Rose, pass to Griffin. Trying to end the drought. Some solid defense from Gallinari.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
A better athlete than sometimes given credit for. Gilgeous-Alexander can motor.
So it's the Pistons now. The Thunder making the shot. The pass to Henson. Here's Galloway. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Galloway, the pass to Henson. And the 3 off target.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Robertson, and Henson sends it back. And they're able to recover, and it's in there. Adams has got 12 points here in the second half. And it's Rose with the ball for Detroit. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Griffin against Gallinari. Griffin's shot is off. Thunder trailing by 11. Robertson dishes to Paul.
I got your hand outside. Hey, yo, right there.
Feeds it to Adams. Kicks to Gallinari. Clock is at 3. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Getting into the paint, drawing contact, that's a focal point for Gallinari.
He drops the first one, and that brings them to within 10. Nerlens Noel checks in for Oklahoma City. So he gets them both.
Being aggressive and getting to the line, this is when Gallinari's most efficient.
The Pistons shooting 48% from the field. Not bad at all. Rose passes to Galloway. Trying to get something going. Thunder with the rebound.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
And his rhythm, it's been way off. The goal now might be to get him something easy at the rim so he can just see the ball go in through the net, and that helps.
Here is Rose, following the score by Oklahoma City. There's a minute left to play here in the fourth. Henson trying to break free. Count it. Good. That's 36 points for Blake Griffin.
You know, it's not just the power of Griffin, it's the skill set. Reliable inside.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 9. 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Gallinari finds Paul. Offensive rebound, Noel, and he drops it in from the low post.
Salvage the possession. He's a terrific offensive rebounder.
Paul against Rose. Pass to Griffin. Shoots it. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And that's 38 points for Blake Griffin.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
It's called killer instinct. It's one thing to be close at the end. It's another to finish.
They get it back. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. From deep three-point range. Rebounded by Snell.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
And so the Pistons take the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Blake, very strong game offensively. What gave you the confidence to take over?
I'm just putting in the work, and my teammates honestly believing in me and telling me to be confident at the end of the game. So I owe a lot to them. They came up with big plays. Just everybody working together.
Very good win for you tonight, Blake. Congrats. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.